welcome to another. We gotta add that in here. We got another figure in today. So we're going to do a live unboxing real quick, and it is Snail Shell's RPG-02 Sister Muse Asdo, or it looks like, if I'm reading this Japanese correctly, it's pronounced Asdo. Asdo. Not really how I would say that, but I guess that's what they want it to sound like. Asdo. How do you say that? I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna say. Asdo. I always assumed it was Asdo. But anyways, RPG-02. This is their second figure in this RPG subset. The first figure being Lustia, the succubus. Lustia, as you can see, their boxes are very similar. Same style box, same size. Kind of look like books from the side, which is kind of cool. No pictures at all on these boxes. Just some words in Japanese or Chinese, depending on what, and English. There's like a silhouette of the figures, but that's about it. The third figure in this RPG series is that zombie figure. Forget what her name is. I did not pre-order that one though. But those three will be a pretty interesting trio. We also got the optional feet. I already used some of these feet. Here's Lucy over here. So we have her on hand so we can do a quick comparison to those. We have Sister Asdo's Asdo. It says Asdo here. Asdo's feet. Alternate feet. So let's crack this open. I already cut the seal on the bottom, so we're just gonna get right into it. I usually don't like boxes that don't have like photos and pictures on it, but it kind of works. I kind of see what they're doing here, and at least they're consistent. It's very consistent with Lustia's box, so that's good. All right, inside, what we got here? Set those feet aside. We got her instructions. We got the figure. The top tray, we got a smaller tray on the bottom, just like Lustia, with the stand and the eye tool. Yep, and let's take a look. Oh yeah, here's RPG-3. Grisa. And of course, Muse Asdo. Asdo. I don't know. I mean, that's how they're saying it. That's how they're pronouncing it. But anyways, interesting. Usually they show like more future figures, but I also kind of understand how they want to feature the third figure in the series. So that's kind of cool too. Nice. All right. Let's take a quick look at the instructions just so we know what we're getting into. I'm going to slice this open very carefully. Yeah, I'm not expecting anything super crazy with this figure. It's going to be, I figure it's going to be pretty much like Lustia. How do you say her name? I don't know. I got to... Lustia? Trying to look at the Japanese pronunciation. All right, figure we got some optional parts here. Got her sister's. What is that called? A habit? I'm not sure. not Catholic or not that kind of religious type. What do we got here? Belts, faces. Yeah, nothing terribly crazy. Interesting. You can flip her hair to either side. Okay, you can pull down her legs for a wider range of motion. We got her gripping hands. Oh, interesting. You know, I've been really impressed with the hand sculpts on these figures, like Lucia's. Gosh, her hands are so detailed. Like her fingernails are like so sharp. It's very impressive. And she's also got a book. So she's kind of like the opposite of Lustia, basically. Lustia. Jeez, I'm just going to be... I don't know, I feel like I'm getting that name wrong no matter what. Anyways, let's take a look. Snail shell figures are sealed. Let's make sure nothing is broken. I don't know, you're supposed to check and make sure nothing's broken before you crack those seals. Because I think if you want to get a replacement, you have to show that like you didn't tamper with it. But I usually never do that. I usually never check. I just crack it open. All right, which is what we're gonna do. I don't know how easy it is to get replacement parts if you live in America or someplace that isn't China or Hong Kong or... Where are these made? Where's Snail Shell located? All right, let's take a look here. Let's move that aside. Let's take a look at the figure first. In a bag. And another bag there. And the usual plastic protectors going around the legs. I'm just going to rip that off. Rip that off. This one. I'm just gonna pop the head off real quick. Boom. Boom. Well, this looks very cast-offy, but I guess Lucy is the same. All right, pop that head back on. Let's take a look at her face real fast. Not bad. Not bad. It's always hard to see the expression properly when the hair is covering the eyebrows and stuff. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Nice. And so there's only one other face in here. Only one alternate face. And it's got the eyes closed. So you can have like a... She could be praying. But yeah, they look good. Nice blush. Obviously no movable eyes on this one. Interesting that they kept the little sockets. It's kind of creepy. But yeah, movable eyes on this one. I would have liked to see one more faceplate. 2 seems kind of like too little, right? At least to me. Put that back on. All right. So she's got, this is like How much of this can you take off, I wonder? It's like, I don't know if this is safe to do. But, I mean, there's nothing underneath. Or wait, is there anything? Did Lucia? I totally can't remember. Pretty sure, like, there's... Yeah, they're like Barbie dolls. They're basically got no detail under there, so should be fine. But it's very interesting that it's... Her outfit is sculpted separately. Although I don't think you can take this off, or it's not made to be removed easily. I think you'd have to destroy it if you want to do it. But geez, does it like completely hinder the articulation? Because she should be able to move her upper body, but is it like glued to her? It's very interesting. Anyway. She's got cuffs on her arms, on her wrists. Got these silver armbands. That's really a nice silver there. Very shiny. Feel like she's bigger than Lucia, if you know what I mean. Leg. Yeah, some pretty good articulation there. She can lift her leg up. That's... How high can she go? But yeah, so far it seems pretty typical for what you'd expect from a snail shell figure. Very good looking face. Nice, sharply defined hair. I like the gradients in the paint. Always nice to see that. Face is looking good. And her hair's even kind of soft too, so that's good. In the past, they used like harder plastic, and it would just like... Or am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of a different figure, actually. Yeah, I'm thinking of something else. Because this is... Yeah, it's pretty soft. I like that it's soft, yet sharp. Sharply defined. Usually when there's like a softer plastic used, the details kind of get lost a bit. Things get softer looking. Like, not as sharp. Yeah, so this is pretty typical as well. Kind of like a Figma. You attach it with that ball joint so it can move a little bit. Of course, it swings out, and you can rotate her arm. It is coming out pretty easily, I must say. Do I have it all the way in there? Okay, but it's fine. Still fine. So yeah, shoulders are pretty much exactly what I expect from this kind of figure. We got the bicep cut there, obviously. Double jointed elbows. Gotta wonder why more people don't do this on female figures, right? Like Snail Shell is proving you can do double jointed elbows with a slimmer female figure. Got typical wrist joints. This cuff seems like it's... might be hindering the range of motion a bit. But I'm sure you could remove it if you really wanted to. And then, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a upper body should be able to move the upper body separately, although it seems very difficult because of the outfit. It feels like this outfit is glued to her, and I'm kind of afraid to show, kind of afraid to prove that, but that's what it feels like. Okay, wait. I want to get her hair out of the way. It's just like kind of in the way here. Okay. So here's... like, yeah, like... okay, so we could kind of move it, but the whole dress moves with it. So I really do think it is glued. The outfit, I think, is glued to her chest. At least that's what I'm feeling here. And yeah, you can't really pull that off there. Interesting paint job here. They made it look so it's kind of transparent. Not sure if you guys can see that, but that's what's happening. This is also painted to look like it's slightly transparent. Nice subtle paint job there. Yes, she is wearing underwear. Hip joints do seem like, yeah, similar system to how Snail Shell's been doing it, which is, let's show you. They've been doing this sort of like arm with the ball joint on the end, and it's connected to another ball joint up in there. So that allows it to move that way, and then it also allows the leg to swivel and rotate or do that kind of motion. I think it's a good system. It's been working. Sometimes it works better than others. Let's see. It does feel like wait. I guess before I do that, it does look like this. Yeah. So the pelvis is floating. This is a floating type of pelvis, which is also typical of Snail Shell. That's kind of how they've been doing it, which allows it to kind of move out of the way if you want to push the legs out further. Of course, we got the thigh swivel there. Double jointed knee. Again, nice paint job here to make the socks or the stockings look slightly transparent. Good bend at the knee. Goes back that far. Typical ankle joints. Hinge, rotate. Very nice range of motion since there's nothing nothing blocking it really. Goes forward that far. No toe. And of course, ankle. Let's see how these ankle pivots are. I'd say that's pretty good. Of course, you could choose to use the hinge of the ankle joint as well if you really want an extreme bend. Or you can just use the peg because it rotates right there. Or you can use a combination. But yeah, very nice sculpting here. Always like to see that kind of attention to detail. Let's see how gappy. She does seem pretty gappy at the hips, but also, I feel like that's kind of how it's kind of normal for snail shell. I think that's how all their figures are. But are you really going to be looking at that part too much? You could kind of close up the gap depending on where you settle on putting the leg. So it's not too bad. It's not, but it is pretty obvious. And this is pretty flexible. Not like it's flexible enough, but it's not going to stay in a certain position. That's for sure. Yeah, she is. Wearing very little down there. Okay. All right. Oh, there's some alternate. Let's take a look at her alternate outfit pieces. She's got this, so she can look more respectable. What kind of church is this, anyways, huh? Okay. This is actually like hard plastic. I was expecting this to be soft. It's actually hard. And I'm assuming this goes over that. Wait. But because it's hard plastic, I am having difficulties here. What? This goes over that, right? I mean, not crazy. Yeah, should definitely go over that part. How do you get the belt on? Okay, that might be the bigger mystery. How do you get the belt on? I'm assuming you've got to... This can't be glued together, right? Because you have to take off the top to get the belt on, right? It's the only way. It's the only way. There's no way to undo the belt. So you have to... All right, let's hope it's not glued, because I'm gonna pull this figure apart right here, right now. All right, it actually is glued to her boobs. How the... Now, is it supposed to be temporary glue? That's the question. Because if you want to get the belt on, right? There's no other way. You have to... Way too thin to go the other way. Okay. All right. I guess I'm supposed to disconnect this if I really want the belt on. But yeah, it's glued. The outfit is glued to her right here. So, but I mean, if you want to get the belt on, there's just no way you're gonna get it around that upper body, that upper chest. You've got to take this thing. You've got to take this off, right? Got to. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy, am I? There's no special instructions for this either. So I am assuming that's how that's supposed to be done. Oh, did I have her? Oh, there's her hair piece. I was like, where's her little hair sprig? Let's put that on real quick. tiny hole. Tiny hole. Wow, that is not going in. That's what she said. Jam it in there. Jam it in there. That's what she said. All right. Nice. Okay, I'm doing this. Gonna disconnect her from her outfit for you guys. All right, let's see how it is. Oh, that's how it's connected. It's not glued. I was not expecting this. I thought it was glued because it was like, it's not budging. And that's why. That's. I was not expecting that. This has implications. Interesting. Where's the optional parts for that? Anyway, that's somebody's gonna make optional parts for that. Somebody will do it. All right. Then we can get the belt on around here. Bada bing, bada boom. Can this come off now? You probably could take this thing off if you really. Just gonna take the belt right back off, okay? Just so we can see this dress if it's removable. I mean, this is how they got the dress on, so we're gonna push it off there. There we go. And there you go. You can remove the dress. Very nice. And then you got that. There's a lot of, I think this would make a good, like, base body. If you wanted to do, like, a custom, or if you wanted to kit bash a figure together. I mean, you could kit bash her with Lustia. I'm gonna say her name both ways. Okay, what were we doing? We're getting the belt on. Now that we have confirmed her dress can be removed, we've got belts. You should be able to attach her book to it. Let's get her. This is a first. I haven't not seen this on an action figure before. Plugging them in. Very interesting solution. And I mean, I kind of have seen something like that before with a cast-off figure, but it was kind of the opposite. Instead of plugs on the dress, it was the nipples were the plugs that the dress attached to. Of course, that entailed some paint wear, unfortunately. Anyway, now let's get this on. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that this is hard plastic, though. Okay, so we got to get this. My issue here is we've got to get it over this part and onto the neck at the same time, which is harder because it's hard plastic. And it is harder than it should be. Okay, there we go. It's quite tight. That's not gonna move. Yeah, that just doesn't budge at all once it's on. Just her shoulders, so it looks natural. All right, head. Let's get her head back on here. She is fully, well, okay, she's not fully clothed yet. She's got her hood still. But in terms of her body, she is as clothed as she can get out of the box. All right, let's check this out. And interesting, kind of like a bump here. I don't know if that's, anyway, obviously we're going to have to remove her little sprig of hair, put that back in there. And this actually is soft, of course, and that just goes on with some slight tension. Doesn't snap on, doesn't peg in, it just kind of grips the head. But yeah, that looks very, she's very respectable now. There you go. There you go. All right. Cool. She's looking good. Let's take a look at her. Let's put her alternate face on before we get to her accessories. Just want to see what she looks like. Then we can put her prayer hands on for the full effect. There we go. My God. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Hands. We got. So her basic hand, the hands that she has out of the box are kind of just these open hands. I don't know. They're not like flat open, but I think that kind of works for like a religious kind of pose. We give this offering to you. Okay. She got gripping hands. I can get them out. Sort of standard grippy hands, both sides. Yes, yes. Both right and left. We've got her book holding hands, and it has a peg, so you can peg the book into it. And that, so you can have the book in either one of her hands, left or right. Just like Lustia. Gosh, how do you say it? Lustia or Lustia? And then we have her prayer hands, which is kind of, one hand is kind of closed and the other hand is slightly open, but it's supposed to be, you're supposed to put one hand into the other like this so that she could be like praying. And that's kind of cool. You don't see that every day. You don't see these kind of hands every day, so that's cool. I like that. I like seeing hands that are kind of unique like that. Let's look at her books. She's got a permanently open book. Just like Lucia's. And of course, it is Bible-like. Is it actually a Bible? It would be blasphemous if it were. I don't know. And then there is the closed version. Okay, closed version. And there's a hole. There's a hole on both. There should be a hole on both, right? Yeah, there's a hole on both of those, so the hand can plug into there. But yeah, these books look very nice. Nice paint job. Nice and shiny. Little dots, I think they're supposed to be like gems, but they're just red. Doesn't quite look like a gem. But I get what they're going for. Here's her staff. That is a pretty righteous staff. I'm sorry. The staff part is clear with a nice little gradient down here and there. That's cool. I gotta say, I like the silver, the shiny, the gold and silver paint they use is really, it's really nice. Very smooth, shiny. It really does almost look like metal. Pointed end. Does the ends come off? Let's take a look at this again. I'm just wondering if the ends come off to make it easier to get the hands around, and I don't think they do. You're just supposed to put the hands around them. Okay. All right. That's mainly it. There's also the stand, which is standard now for Figma. We've got some extra wrist joints in there. Always nice to see, especially after one of my figures came broken. Eye tool. Let's open it up. So and then we'll get to more fun stuff. But I kind of do want to get the stand out so I can properly stand her up. Not that we're going to be... I'm going with the peg, okay? I'm going with the peg. And let's take a look at her eyes. Her removable eyes. Boom, 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 boom. Snap. Move that aside. Okay. All right. So while we're here, while we've got that, let's have her. If you guys, for those who aren't familiar with this feature, you can move the eyes with this tool, sticking that in there, and moving the eyes to their desired position, which of course is looking up towards God. Does that work? I don't know. I don't really have an idea here, but when in doubt, you go with the classics. All right. That's an interesting expression you have there. Okay. All right, let's take a look at how exactly she looks next to RPG-01. They're like two sides of the same coin. So yeah, it's kind of a cool pair to have. They can be fighting against each other, or they can be friends. Whatever works for you. And I bet what might be cool is doing a head swap on these. You know, she's not quite like a Barbie doll down here. Or up there. This thing moves around a little too much, but it's okay. You know, what we haven't looked at is the alternate feet. So, as you can see, Asdo, 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 Asdo. She wears shoes. Or, with the optional feet parts, you can have bare feet. Of course, you have the end of the stockings there, so that's cool. I think I already switched out Lucia's feet. She had shoes as well, right? It's been a while. So let's take a look at these, shall we? But yeah, these were separate. They did not come with the figure. You had to buy the feet separately, and I believe they started this with Eileen, right? Bunny girl, Aileen, or Eileen. That's another name you can say two ways. Okay, all right, here we go. So what do we got here? We got basic flat foot. Basic flat foot. We've got sort of tippy toe feet, tippy toes. We got, it's kind of like another kind of tippy toe, but more on the balls of her feet. Like she's wearing high heels, imaginary high heels, and then sort of posed feet where the toes are like kind of posed in a way. That's, if you're a feet lover, you're gonna love these, okay? What am I gonna go with? I don't know. What did I do here? I did like 1 foot, doing this. It's like pointing. Should do the same thing. Should be pretty easy to do. You switch these out just like you would with hands, basically. Pull it off and slide it on. Pretty tight. And that gives her a different look. Shoes or no shoes? Shoes or no shoes? Hood or no hood? Decisions. We're gonna gonna take the shoes off though. Either way, just so we can get the full shoeless experience here. Okay. Just for you guys. All right, there we go. Shoeless. I don't know, what do you guys think of these optional foot parts? Are you into them? Are you not into them? Are they skippable for you? This is definitely like made to like point or like do something like, it just looks kind of weird if you have it. That looks weird if you do that. You gotta definitely point that toe that way. She's a ballerina now. Let's do some like something. Let's do something with her. Let's make a pose of some kind, right? Gosh, what am I doing here? Let's get her book. Oh, you're supposed to be able to attach the book to her belt. So let's do that. Right. It just attaches to the hole that's already there. Right. There's no other hole, right? Okay. All right. There we go. Weapon storage. That can't be comfortable. Okay. Kind of just sticks out though. Is that how it's supposed to be? Assuming it is. All right, hands. Let's see how well her hand holds the book. So you can, I feel like the peg in the hand could be angled a bit better. Or am I just putting it in the wrong way? Or maybe the fingers aren't posed properly, but it just feels very tight, like it doesn't fit perfectly in her hand. I feel like I'm breaking this book, actually. Do it. I can do it. Bro. Hand down. Hand down. That is not going in there. Just doesn't want to go in. Okay, there we go. There we go. I got it. I got it, kind of. It doesn't feel like her hand is like... There we go. That looks pretty good. Sort of. It does kind of float there, though. You can't get it all the way in there. All right. Hands. Which hand is this? Oh, man. Hello. Hello there. All right. read a book. How does one read a book like this? Okay. This, boom. She's got a bookshelf. Okay, other hand, let's have her hold her staff. Why not? She's doing it all. Where's her wrist joint? Still on the hand. Wonderful. All right. All right. Can we do this? Oh no. Come on, man. This is kind of getting in my way here. All right. All right. All right. Hand. I feel like I'm gonna break this one. All right, there we go. We got it. Got it. That one just didn't want to let go of that hand. Put this back on now. This is pretty tight. Pretty tight. Okay. Grip. Grippy hands. Grippy hands. Grippy. Grip. Get that on there properly. Staff. Just gonna pop that right in there. Goes in pretty easily. That's what she said. Terrible pose. What is this? What are you doing? You got 2 books. Obviously, you can't have 2 books. What is this? You, what, who, what? Oops. Comes off pretty easily. All right. What is she doing? I don't know. I haven't figured this out yet, okay? I don't have a good idea for a pose. She is saying she's reading some kind of incantation. And she is blessing you. Exorcism, that's what it is. She's doing an exorcism. Boom. I don't know. I feel like she looks different somehow from what I imagined her to be like. I don't mean that. It's not in a bad way. It's just different. Let's get her other. Let's do some action. Let's get some staff wielding. The power of Christ compels you. Okay. I mean, I kind of get why this piece is hard plastic. They don't want it to be like misshapen. Like if it were soft, I think it'd be pretty easy to like get pushed up or get pushed in weird directions, especially because it's pushing against her outfit. So it being hard plastic, it can stay exactly in place where they want it to be. So I get it now. I get it. It makes sense. We can push that forward. Does she look better with? the hood or without the hood? I feel like she needs the hood. Well, I don't know. It does balance out the outfit nicely, I think. Without it, I think without it, or maybe she just needs her little hairsprig to make her look complete without it. Oh, that actually popped in really easily. I think if you take the hood off, you gotta take off this part, maybe. I don't know. Something about it. She looks incomplete somehow. Or maybe it's just me. Belt or no belt? That's another question. With the belt, and then so like here they're showing her without the belt, and that looks good too. That's a good look. So quite a few different options. You've got a few options for displaying her. Yeah, the weapon does not come apart or anything. Did Lucia only have 2 faces as well? I totally forgot. I'm gonna pull her trays out real quick. Just want to see what she came with. Okay. So she only had 2 faces as well, huh? Hands, whip, shoes. How do they pronounce it? Lastia. That's a la, right? Lastia. I think it's pronounced Lustia, according to the Japanese. Asdo. Asdo? It still sounds weird to me, but that's how the Japanese is written, I think. Asdo. Weird. Okay. Are you guys getting the zombie? What's the story? What do you think this is? An interesting story. Zombies, and are they going to continue the RPG series? The RPG subset. There's kind of like a religious demon thing going on here, right? You got undead, got a priestess, you got a succubus. What else can they make that fits into this world? I don't know. That might be it.